Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my...
Hey, it's the Kirk Byrd Show, and this is Rusty Byrd. We've got a special guest today. Unfortunately, Kirk Hilliard, my other half, who can't be here today. He's out of town on business. But I've got everyone's favorite, Jay Gholson. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. Jay, so this is the second week of high school football. Today's show, we're going to focus on Prince William County football. I was fortunate enough to be able to watch the Colgan Osborne game with you. So we were there in person, and that was one of the first times I think we watched football together. I know I watched you announce basketball before, but we're also blessed to see Alex Q there, right? And
yeah.
He oversees the Prince William County Sports website, and so it was a fun night. We got a lot we want to wrap up on week 2 and where we're going. So first off, we were at that game. Tell me your thoughts about the Colgan versus Osborne game.
One thing about Osborne, I mean, the quarterback got hurt the day before the game. And so they put in Nick, what's the guy's name? That DB, a quarterback at the last minute. Mm-hmm. And that to be a new quarterback to come in and basically run a single wing type offense they ran. They ran
it looked like it,
yeah. It was a shotgun. He got it. He ran left. He ran right, and there was no passing.
Yeah.
Now Colgan, I really like what Ryan Westhoff did. I like what Devin Byrd, Justin Byrd, and Thomas Pullen. I mean, he really is a quick running back. Really like Colgan's offense in that game. And like I said, Colgan, they're 2-0, and hey, the sky's the limit. You just don't know. And by the way, the fan support at Colgan.
Yeah.
I mean, I texted my friend Ruben Adams, who was announcing the Woodbridge game. And I told Ruben, this crowd reminds me of late 70s, early 80s Woodbridge crowds. I mean, where literally it was shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah. It's a thing. I'll say this, and I mentioned this to a number of parents over the years because I've been involved around that school since it opened. And I even said something to the principal about a year or two ago. But I was like, this place is full when they're not winning games. I said, can you imagine if they start winning? And there was already just an excitement going into the season when you look at the turnout at the OP game. At the OP game, the visitor side was full.
Wow.
And we had many more fans, I would say, than OP had on their home side. And then, but that excitement of winning the first game in 3 years, it spilled over to being the first home game at Colgan, and that place was full. And not just, the stands were full, but there probably were a few extra hundred just along the fence and all around. So it was a great atmosphere for Colgan to go, and get that second win of the season. First time they've ever in the schools. This is the 6th year of playing varsity games. First time they ever started off with 2-0. So that was a great atmosphere. It was a lot of fun. It was good to see you and so many other people in the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's go. Let's cover some of the other games. Woodbridge. They played North Stafford.
Yeah. Woodbridge that game. Woodbridge played well. I was on defense. The quarterback Woodbridge, the jury's still out on the Woodbridge offense. I mean, you only scored 7 points. They're up 7-0 the whole game, basically, until late in the fourth quarter. North Stafford got the ball and scored a touchdown. And the Woodbridge, I think the issue was Woodbridge was time management on their offense. They're throwing the ball. They're up late in the game, and they're throwing the ball. So they should have learned how to run the ball, run the clock out, but I don't know if they got greedy or what, but I think they need to learn based on what I heard, because I wasn't at the game, but I've heard people that were there, the issue was time management for their offense.
Well, I'll tell you, time management, I don't mind these spread out offenses and throwing the ball all around, but I've seen too many times over the last couple of years where, and I'm not saying this is what happened in Woodbridge because I wasn't there, but I've seen times where they're just used to spreading out and throwing the ball. They don't know how to have any type of run package. And what I mean by that is get up, put the quarterback under the center and pound the rock. And just pound the rock where you're running out the time, you're trying to advance the ball, maybe you go to a heavy step, whatever. But man, I've seen teams, and this is no joke, I've seen teams that would be on the goal line with a 6'5" quarterback and still be in shotgun on the 1 yard line. Still being shotgun. Meanwhile, they got to wait for the snap to get back there. And then if they're going to hand it off, or even if that person's going to try to run, now everybody knows he's got it because he's got 5 yards to run and then try to get in the end zone. And I'm like, you can't put him under center once.
Yeah,
and you're talking about the possibility of an exchange issue with catching the ball or throwing it back. So, I just think that's one of the things I've taken away from a lot of these spread offenses is not being able to do that. Yeah. Exactly. So, but we're good. We're glad that another Prince William County victory over Stafford. Then we also had Garfield. Now they played Mountain View.
Yes.
And Mountain View looks to be pretty good. They've got some talent.
Well, I said all along about Mountain View, they have the talent to at least be in a state championship. Yeah. They have the running back in the state, in Ike Daniels. They have a great middle linebacker. Now, of course, you have to go through Holland Springs and Stonebridge, in that mix. But like I said, the Mountain View is, to me, a top 5 team in the state of Virginia. Yeah. And Garfield's young. Garfield's still young. I know they had a quarterback that left for Bishop Ironton who transferred out, so they're still trying to figure that out. But Garfield is still young. They have athletes, and you never know down the road. But Mountain View is just overpowered them.
I'm glad Mountain View's Division 5, Class 5.
Yeah, I'm not saying here. Well, next year they're Division 6.
They're Division 6. Yeah, we're going to have to also have. We're going to have an episode where we find out the updated the appeals and what they went through. I believe Gainesville and Potomac were allowed to stay in Class 6. Yeah, but we'll talk about that another time. So what else did we have? We had so we got
Freedom.
So yeah, but Battlefield Patriot, they had a bye. Potomac, they beat another Stafford team. Potomac beat Brook Point, and that's great for Prince William County, Cardinal District. And then, like I said, Battlefield Patriot had byes. So now let's go into the last 2 games. So Freedom, I was at that game. You were announcing it was Freedom's first home game, coming off a big win, the week before. They're in their opening win away at where were they? They were at
Brook Point. At Brook
Point, and they won big. They put up 50-some points, right? 59, I believe.
62.
62. There we go. 62. And so then, but Riverbend had a big win themselves. They put up 49 points. So we were, and Riverbend traditionally has a pretty good program.
Yes.
So I think the thinking was, hey, this is gonna be the game to go to on Friday night. Weren't a lot available if that was the game, so I was making sure I was there. And tell us a little bit about what happened, Jay.
I mean, Riverbend, they're ranked number 7 in the state for Division 5. They have the number 1 tight end in the state of Virginia in Mega Barnwell. 6'7".
That kid is big. He had an amazing catch, one-handed catch.
His only catch of the game. His only catch.
Wow, that was okay.
Well, only one catch.
Yeah.
And like I said, now in the beginning of the game, Riverbend was driving down the field. First series, driving down the field. And guess what happened? A bad snap over the quarterback's head. Now, Freedom, when they see fumbles, they don't fall on it. They pick it up and take it to the house.
Right.
And what happened? Then another game that they the next series, another turnover, Freedom scored again. All of a sudden it's 14-0. Riverbend has their head down.
Yep.
And then the rest of the game, it was a lot of turnovers, and the score, scoring 74 points that
74.
game.
Wow.
Yeah,
and the amazing thing about it is that the score was 35-0 at the half, but they scored two very quick scores in the beginning of the third. So before you knew it, it was 49-0, and they had a running clock. They had a running clock and still put up 74.
Because of turnovers. Because turnovers. And again, Freedom will not fall on football or fumble. I think guys 300 pounds pick the ball up and try to take it to the house for Freedom. They don't care if it's a lineman, linebacker, or DB. If you fumble the ball, they will take it. They'll try to take it to the house.
Yeah, and so what I see out of that is Freedom is lining themselves up again, I think, to make a very deep run in the playoffs. Based on what I've seen, I haven't seen Oscar Smith yet, but when I'm coming to pick on these Division 6 schools, since Highland Springs isn't up there yet, I got Freedom. Freedom has got to be a favorite. Centerville, they lost, to Stonebridge last week, and we'll get into coverage a little more as the season goes on. But right now, Freedom has to be right up there as a favorite to not only get there but to win.
Yes.
Very impressive. All right. So the other big game that was a surprise was Gainesville against OP.
That was the only game I lost. That game. That game, I thought for sure Gainesville playing Hanley last Saturday.
You were at that game.
Yeah, they were flat. I mean, the quarterback was running back. They were just, confused, and Hanley was just scoring at will. And I figured OP is, a little bit older than Gainesville, more experienced varsity. And Gainesville just came out and scored, 58 points? It was a 58 points, something like that.
54-28.
Yeah, 54-28. And so now the Gainesville's back in the mix. Now, and who knows? I mean, you think they're young.
That was a district game, too. That was a district game.
Yeah, they're first place. And you think they're young, but when you reclassify, you're not young. Some of the players at Gainesville have reclassified. I didn't know that until players told me that. So Gainesville's not a baby team. And that game against Battlefield will be interesting.
Yeah. No, that was a surprise because I was at the OP game with OP Cogan, and I was impressed with what I saw out of OP. To be honest, to me, OP, they had a really good defense. It looked like to me. I mean, they were, and it made me think either Cogan's offense isn't that good, or maybe OP has a good defense. And they've got some players, and I just thought it would be. I would have picked OP as well, so that was a big shocker. Yeah. But I'm pulling. I'm hoping for OP. Hopefully they can turn things around and start getting on the right track. But those were some pretty good games last week. I'm looking forward to the coming week. We'll talk about the big games for next week. But let's talk. We got a topic that has kind of sparked some controversy on social media, and that is Jay Gholson top 5. They're just haters, right? Okay, get Jay. So we're gonna go with Jay Gholson's top 5 Prince William County schools in football, and we'll start at number 5.
Number 5, I have Battlefield. Again, this is only as of week 2. This can change down the road. Now, if I go by the wins you have, and your strength of schedule.
Okay.
Battlefield, number 5, because number 1, they played an average Potomac team. So that's why Battlefield, in my opinion, is number 5 as of today. Now that can change in a couple of weeks when they play, better teams. But as of right now, you're number 5, Battlefield. I'm sorry, you're number 5.
Okay.
Number 4,
so you're not taking into account anything from last year? I mean, they only lost one game last year.
But you lose players. Players back. Okay, show me Wesley Williams. Is he playing right now? Is he playing right now? No, he's gone. He's at Duke. No, he can't go by the NFL type thing. This is high school football. Players come and go.
That's right. Okay. All right. So
number 4, I have Patriot.
Patriot. Whoa, at 4. Okay.
Why? The Patriot fans, let me tell you right now, you beat a bad Hilton team. Bad Hilton team. They may go 0-10. So this Friday, you play at Forest Park, you got to show me something. Yeah, you win that game. In my opinion, in my poll, you will go up. But to me, right now, you have a weak schedule as of right now. You have the ballers, but you have a weak schedule.
Yeah, that's a good point. And last year, if I recall correctly, when Forest Park played Patriot in that second game of the year, Forest Park was winning most of the game. I don't know if it went to overtime or not. It might have, but I know it was they had a comfortable lead at one point and then just lost it at the end. So we know Forest Park can play with them. But using your some of your thoughts, that was last year. Okay. Yeah. But based on what they've done this year, Forest Park, playing and beating Woodgrove. Oh, that was the other game we meant to cover. Is Forest Park beating Woodgrove at Woodgrove, which I think is a quality one.
This is why they're number 3 on my list, Forest Park.
Okay.
And lost to not a good, but a great Mountain View team in week 1. Mountain View can beat, let me rephrase this. Mountain View can play with the Freedoms and the Battlefields and the Patriots. Okay. If Mountain View was Division 6 right now, I don't know. It'd be a tough decision on who will win that division, that region. Excuse me. That's not good. Mountain View. So Forest Park lost to Mountain View. They beat a good Woodgrove team at Woodgrove.
Yeah,
that's easy. Why. Yeah, so that's why in my poll they're number 3. Okay. Number 2, Colgan. Now Colgan.
Colgan. Okay.
Let me tell you why Colgan. Now, yes, they're 2-0, but they beat a good Osborne Park team, and they beat a good Osborne team. Yeah, now, Osborne 1-0, so that's why strength of schedule and number of wins, I have Colgan number 2 as of right now. But again, that can change, next week or the week after, or whatever. And number 1, it's got to be Freedom High School in Woodbridge, because you can't. I'm sorry, you scored over 70 points to a team that's ranked number 7 in the state of Virginia, with a number 1 tight end and number 1 defensive end, same player, Mega Barnwell. They literally just shut him down. Yeah. And of course, Brook Point, first game. No, I'm sorry, Brook Point. Yeah, Brook Point, first game of the year, Brook Point. They scored 63 points. So that's 150, whatever they had in the first 2 games. Now, the big test will be Thursday night against Stonebridge. To me, that is the state championship.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I can't disagree with it. We could see both of those teams winning their respective divisions, Class 6 and Class 5. I think, to me, this is the game I'm most hype about seeing, because Stonebridge beat Madison. Okay. Now, Madison lost a lot of players. But
27.
Yeah, I know, but they also always reload. And so coming out of that, I was like, well, maybe this Stonebridge team isn't that good if they struggle with Madison. But then you may be just telling me that Madison is pretty good to stay with Stonebridge. But the thing is, Stonebridge always finds a way to get the W. I know. They play Centerville, who I thought had a chance, and still does, to be a Division 6 state champion. Like I call them the best team coming out of the northern region, out of the Fairfax conferences regions. So, but I understand. I think I heard a little bit about Centerville's best player not being 100%, and so you got a little bit of that, and it's early. It's very early. But that was surprised. But I totally agree. Freedom Stonebridge is the game of the week by far. Not just in Prince William, not in Loudoun, not in Northern Virginia. I think in the state of Virginia. And I'm really looking forward to Patriot and not Patriot. Yeah, Patriot at Forest Park. Now, which is one of those games on a Thursday and one is on a Friday, I believe?
Yeah, Stonebridge Freedom is on a Thursday night, 7 p.m. I'm gonna announce that game, and I would say that game might be about 4,000 people there.
Yeah,
maybe 5.
You know what? Because I hope the Freedom folks come up, but Stonebridge travels.
They travel.
They travel, and they have a great fan base. And with Colgan playing on Friday night, I will be there Thursday. All right. And if I have to get there early and bring my own chair, I'm gonna be in the press box because that's gonna be a doozy, man. That's gonna be a doozy. Yeah, so Kirk Byrd will definitely be there. So again, Jay's top 5: Freedom, Colgan, which is an amazing accomplishment. Coach Reggie Scott is getting it done over there. Forest Park, Patriot, and Battlefield. Now, I'm going to bring this up. You mentioned these teams, but you didn't say Brentsville.
I'm going to tell you why.
Can you tell me why?
Brentsville beat Liberty, and they beat Fauquier. Both were 0-2 teams.
Okay.
And see, I'm a Brentsville fan. Like, I'm going by strength of schedule. That's why I have Colgan being the winning team, Forest Park being the winning team, even Freedom being a team over 70 points. So you got to put that in there. But Patriot and Battlefield have not beat a winning team yet.
Okay. All right. Now, one of the things you said in your analysis of Gainesville and their win is, and I agree, but they're gonna have to show it. But based on your logic, OP is a good team. Right now, they don't look to be a good team. Now
they don't quit. They don't quit.
So I was impressed. I felt like, again, OP, I thought they had the ability to win that game, but I think it also, like, once Colgan found a way to win. They did not win with offense; they won with special teams and defense, and so that's something that the good teams do. They find a way to win. I was surprised when OP followed that up, and that was an emotional game because you had, Coach Scott had been the coach there before. Some players were, between different teams, had played at different on other teams. And so that was an emotional game, and it was a big one. So and Colgan started very slow, but Gainesville, I really was shocked. I thought OP would come out there and say, hey, look, new kid, we're gonna show you how to do it. But I also, and before we wrap this episode, I'll say, Coven Smith is not going to be. He's going to be a problem for everybody. He's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
He's going to be a problem. And so, when you've got that, always got that someone that can. I think he had over 300 all-purpose yards.
Wow.
And 4 touchdowns against OP. So he's always going to make it tough. So look, all right. So in review. Jay's got Freedom, Colgan, Forest Park, Patriot, Battlefield, honorable mention. Battlefield 5 and Brentsville, honorable mention. But look, and we got game of the week in Freedom, Stonebridge. But I'll tell you, I'm gonna see if these Colgan Sharks can win a third one. They're going to be playing Freedom South Riding. So if they go 3-0. That would be amazing.
Here's the thing. When you teams that are so-called average, okay, when they're so-called, but yet they go 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, they get confident.
Yeah,
and they get really good. I remember 1990 Potomac Panthers. They lost. B.J. Hawkins, quarterback, Notre Dame, lost.
Yep.
Sean Wright, JSA Player of the Year. Stacey Henley, Michael Wardlaw, they lost like 7 good players to Division I schools. The next year, they had a 5'6" quarterback, Gilbert Tellerone. And they were an average team in the beginning. But they went 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Next thing you know, they're 13-0 playing in the state championship against West Potomac.
Wow.
Quarter. They got more confident. So people say, "Oh, Colgan, you're this is wrong, and you don't know football, and you're losing credibility." Hey, I'm telling you right now, when you keep winning, you get more confident. And sometimes luck luck goes your way.
Yeah.
It happened with public high school in 1990. I've seen it happen with schools that get more confident, average players, but then they play together as a team and they start winning. Like the old Redskins in the late 80s and early, they had no first round picks and they just kept winning because they're team chemistry.
Yeah.
You never.
No, you're right. And I'll tell you this, one of the things is that confidence and that quality coaching goes a long way. Because I'll tell you, I just knew Thursday that Colgan was going to blow that game. And it was going to be one of them things when you walk away and you try to explain to people, yeah, we almost had that, but they didn't. Yeah. But they didn't. And so that shows me like that's not prior teams that would put their head down at the fact that a team is starting to come back. I mean, they stayed with it. They followed a game plan and they pulled it out. And so that goes to your confidence and even just now their approach and looking forward to the next game. Like, of course we can win this game. So whereas I think in the past they just might not have even thought they had a chance.
In the old days, Colgan walking to a stadium with the head down, knowing we're gonna get beat tonight. Let's take this beating and let's go home. Now it's like they hear the music. Oh, this is my kind of party, and they're coming to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you never know. These teams will say, it's early right now, but if they keep winning, they're gonna get more confident. Things will fall their way. I think it happened with teams that get hot with so-called average players.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, look, I love and appreciate this analysis from you, Jay. I would love to hear feedback, just like we see on Facebook and other forms of social media. Tell Jay why he's wrong or tell Jay why he's right. If you want, I'll give a very quick top five so you can also talk about me. I understand a lot of your rationale, but my top five right now, and I do base some of it kind of like the college polls on what we had last year and the fact that they've had those victories. So I would rank my top teams in Prince William County. I would go Freedom. I'd go Brentsville. And I just know, number two. I mean, they made it to the state semifinals last year. They got a lot of players coming back, and they're 2-0. They can't help their schedule in the beginning. They're 2-0. All right. They didn't put up a lot of points. Well, I'm sorry, they put up points, but they didn't, do the whole Freedom beat you by 50 or 60 or 70. But they got the wins. Okay. And so number three, I am going to go on the fact that I know Patriot they played Hilton, but I think Patriot's still a quality team. I got Patriot at 3. I've got Battlefield at 4. Colgan and Forest Park are tied. For the number 5 spot.
Here's the deal: if we did the VHSL point system right now, my ranking would be correct.
Yeah.
Okay, if we did the VHSL, but the playoffs were to start today.
Right. Battlefield
will be number 5 seed. Patriot number 4 seed.
Based on your PowerPoints.
Yeah, PowerPoint.
Okay.
So don't get mad at me, y'all, in November when the points come out and say, wait, Jay was right. Why is Battlefield number 4 or 5? Don't get mad at me or Patriot. Why is Patriot 4? Schedule strength. That's why.
Okay. All right, Jay. So thank you, Jay. All right. So tell me why Jay was wrong and I was right with my picks. All right. Let me hear some of you guys and the feedback. But thanks again, Jay, for being on the show. We'll do another one. Let's go ahead and we'll talk about the 757 and we'll put that out later this week. And so thanks again. And for Kirk Hilliard, my partner in crime, I just want to say the Kirk and Byrd Show is here. We got Prince William County, we've got 804, we've got Fairfax, we've got 757, and we're actually going to be interviewing some individuals from out Southwest Virginia. But we've got the state of Virginia and the DMV covered with local high school sports. So this has been Jay Gholson filling in for Kirk Hilliard. This has been the Kirk and Byrd Show. We are out.